Hello and welcome, guys. This is Aok here on Rome 2 Total War. Some of you may have seen the battle that Oakley posted on his channel, THFE Productions. He played as Royal Skydia versus myself as Parthia. And I thought that, one thing that'd be really nice to start up my channel again would be some battles that would just be to commentate my side of the battles. That maybe he didn't see. Just kind of lay out that our perspective of the battle, kind of our strategies, what we thought about going in, why we made certain moves, and just counter it. So I think it'd be interesting, seeing both sides of the battle. Two different strategies, two different tactics, plans. So this is it. So I'll see you guys on the battle map. All right, so here we are on the battle map. You can see that both of me and my teammate are playing as Bactria. After our first defeat on the other map, we thought we'd might play some more powerful factions against Rome and Suebi. With the last patch, you may think, oh yeah, Suebi, this is going to be a rollover. Bactria versus Suebi, that's not going to be any fight at all. But Suebi have the potential of being quite a powerful faction after the last patch, especially with the Hex Bearers. I don't think that he brought the Hex Bearers, but the Hex Bearers have like an insane drop in morale. It affects all the nearby units, so it can be really, really effective when used, carefully. The Suebi have a lot of scary tools up their belt, and I'm not, being metaphorical about that. They have a lot of scary units. With the Kimberly Bowwomen, they can have, flaming shot, whistling shot, and the Spearwomen actually have the Inspire aura, which was rather surprising. It's one of the, I think it is the cheapest unit in the game. No, the one Egyptian unit, I forgot what it's called, the crocodile head guys. Those guys have the Inspire aura too, and they're cheaper, but they don't really have as much of the use as the Spearwomen do. The Spearwomen have they have good melee stats, and they have cavalry counter tactics, and they also have the Inspire ability, which can be really useful if we're talking about round shield warriors. But Suebi are pretty strong in terms of morale anyway. I think some of their base infantry has like 65, 55 morale. Here, let's see, what did he bring? He brought sword masters, berserkers, not too many cavalry. He brought riders of the hunt, which are about medium melee cav. I'd say it says light melee cavalry, but they're pretty capable. They can take down probably around medium cavalry ranged units. In that range. Let's see, my Blackjack, I believe this is Blackjack, and that's Oakley right there. So I'll be, showing some of Oakley in the video. So my other opponent, the person that I'm going up against, my army right here, my personal army is right there, and Drax is right over there. So, just seeing who's who, because we're both Bactria. Going into the battle, we kind of decided that it was going to be difficult taking down, one of them each one-on-one. So we decided an interesting strategy here. I'll press play. Let me fast forward a little bit because I talked a little bit too much going over the armies. But yeah, we both brought armored elephants for the general, as you can see. Very, very strong. Very, very, very strong.
My finest wine for the
what do you call it? Elephant units. They're shock units, basically. I kind of like to think of elephants as shock cav on steroids, just because they can really push through. They have a really strong charge, and they can basically trample everything in their midst. So as you can see, Drax is making a move order on his elephants. So we adopted an interesting tactic. We saw that Oakley was kind of over here. He really wasn't supporting Blackjack as much as I think he could have. Yeah, he's starting to move up now, but he was a little sedentary at first. But here we go. You can see that we're both using both our elephants, and our goal is going to try to take down Blackjack first and then go after Oakley. So we doubled up our elephant power. Obviously, you can only bring one elephant per team, one armored elephant anyway. So we decided to send in my Thorax swordsmen, my Persian light archers, for morale penalties. These guys can shoot flaming shot. I think I actually ran my own elephants amok at one point, so not the smartest idea, but anyway, we brought these guys for morale penalties, and the extra morale penalties caused by the elephants, we hope to cause an early chain rout of Blackjack's army, and then we can turn our full might to the Suebi player, which is Oakley. So as we can see, I'm sending my Bactrian Noble Horse to engage his Soka Equites. That's a pretty easy fight. My Hellenic Cataphracts just completely destroyed these. Soka Equites broke. You know, they only have like half their men left. Hellenic Cataphracts, you know, they're a risky unit because they can only be used in certain situations. But you know, those situations where they are useful, they are very useful. So don't always underestimate these guys. As you can see, this is Drax's elephants are in the midst here, and as you can see, his elephants are fighting his infantry right now, and Blackjack sent his elephants in to attack Drax's elephants. But you know, I have one thing that Blackjack doesn't, which is missile support. So I have Persian light archers firing into his exposed elephants. So they're not armored elephants, they're much more vulnerable to missiles. And as you can see, they're not attacking here. So his elephants are basically just a waste of money, and they're running them up within his own units. And here my elephants come into, I think, no, they're over here. They're not in the fight yet. Yeah, these Indian armored elephants racked up 400 kills. That's crazy. So, you know, that alone is a huge blow against the Roman player. But 2 armored elephants, man, that is just brutal. And as you can see, Oakley, he's not really supporting his teammate as much as he should, like I said earlier. You know, no offense to the guy, but I mean, I think it was just a mistake deploying too far away from the rest of the battle. And as you can see, we teamed up on the Roman player here with our armored elephants, and there just wasn't much you could do without support. So obviously all the Romans are blobbed up, and I'm going to get some really nice charges off. My javelins are going to get in, you know, really nice. And you know, the Roman player is basically going around. I know a lot of people are going to say this is OP. I completely agree, but it's just the way the game works, I think. So yeah, Thorax swordsmen, armored elephants moving into the the Roman player, and here we can see the Romans are starting. The Suebi are starting to, you know, they're starting to support. They got some berserkers in here. You got some sword masters coming up. So see, Oakley is making support, but it's basically too little, too late. I think all the Roman players use it at this point. And furthermore, these berserkers are really vulnerable to these elephants because they have such a little armor value. And you know, he sees that and he starts to run away. He knows he doesn't want that engagement, so he would much rather sacrifice these spearwomen in order to protect his berserkers. But they're still getting charged anyway, in a rear charge. Not very good. You can see they're getting trampled underfoot, and even berserkers are wavering here. Man, that's just brutal. And you know, now what's more is that Oakley's forces are getting split up because now he sent some of it to my fight, and he can only send a token force to fight Drax now, and that just kind of left him. You know, he couldn't focus his units. He couldn't destroy one of us. He kind of split up, and it just wasn't as effective as it could be. So, if anything you want to learn from this battle, it's armored elephants are still rather strong, even with the price hike. But you know, it also shows in 2v2s it's a very different strategy, because you know, supporting your player and maybe teaming up with the other player is extremely important if you want to win these battles. You know, just playing basically 2 1v1s in the same map is not really how 2v2s work. Yeah, I think this replay is a good example of that. The right swordsmen are actually holding their own. That's one thing I don't really like. I don't really like how strong Thorax swordsmen are. I mean, I guess it's a good boost to Greek factions, but I really think that Greek factions, you know, strength should be the phalangites and their cavalry. Because right now all you see is just Thorax swordsmen spams with the Greek factions. I know I'm taking advantage of it. I brought Thorax swordsmen here. But it's just the only way to be competitive in this state in the game. So that's basically it. We're just wrapping up Suebi units right now. They got some extra morale buffs. The Suebi morale, I think I mentioned this earlier in the battle, they have some pretty solid morale. They're probably going to die fast just because they're low armor values on most of their units, but they got some really strong morale. They will stay in the fight a long time. So that's the end of my first replay. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully I'll see you next time in some other battles, and I'll be uploading them shortly.